It's a lot of practice, early mornings, late evenings, and putting in that hard work. It's gotten us where we've gotten to, and where we're going.
In 3 wins, Oak Grove has outscored the opposition 126-18. Now, look, unless you've been under a rock, you know how big of a story the weather has been this week thanks to Francine. So what do conditions look like in Oak Grove? For that one, let's go to the one, the only Blitz Game Day meteorologist, James Spann.
Favorite part of the week right here, being on Blitz Game Day. Rain gear, that's the situation. We're going to have a lot of rain around tonight. This is the Tuscaloosa camera. Rain really increasing off to the east of the camera here back in Alberta City. But let's take a look at the big picture. Not raining at all the stadiums tonight, but where the rain is coming down, it's absolutely pouring. This is a pure tropical air mass that came in with Francine. Flash flood warnings in effect north of Birmingham. We've got some heavy downpours out around Oak Grove in the western part of Jefferson County. Heavy rain falling in parts of Tuscaloosa, Bibb County, Shelby County as well. And again, we'll see occasional showers and thunderstorms right on through the weekend. So rain gear in order tonight. Well, let's discuss the college games. Alabama at Wisconsin tomorrow. Dry, 78 at kickoff. Auburn or UAB at Arkansas. That's 3:15 tomorrow. Warm and dry, 86 at kickoff for the Auburn game. That is a home game. Clouds. There is a chance of some rain at times. Keep that in mind. So again, rain gear in order. About 76 degrees at kickoff. Low 70s by the fourth quarter. Jeff, back over to you.
All right, thanks, James. Let's talk about another colossal matchup over in 7A Region 3, and that's the 7th-ranked Hoover Bucks taking on the 5th-ranked Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Hey, whatever you thought about Hoover after the Bucks lost to Spain Park, modify that opinion. I hear the Bucks, by the way, getting off the bus about an hour ago in pouring rain. They put a 35-6 beatdown on the Patriots. Meanwhile, Hewitt-Trussville comes in with some momentum of their own, a dramatic 18-14 win at Vestavia Hills. About an hour ago, our Chris McCulley spoke with the Bucks and Huskies head coaches.
We feel like every week our region is extremely tough, so it really doesn't matter who we're playing. We know we have to play our best to win, and like I said, they're a really good football team. They're very, very talented, probably one of the most talented teams we'll see. And we're going to have to play well to win the football game. But we've had a really good week of practice, and our guys are excited about the chance.
Our guys are really pumped about it. They've had a great week of practice. We know every region game's huge for us, and especially anytime you can come over here. We got a bad taste in our mouth from last year. They beat us twice, so those guys we're ready to play them.
Checking the rest of the 7A Region 3 schedule tonight. Oak Mountain goes to 3rd-ranked Thompson. That one actually started at 6 because of the weather. Vestavia Hill is 0-3 at Hillcrest. That one started at 4. And Tuscaloosa County travels to unbeaten Prattville. Still to come on Blitz Game Day, the amazing Alvin Henderson. And we go off the gridiron for Hale's Hot Shots. Jamie sits down with Spring Garden point guard Ace Austin. And next, this TikTok video has made a Homewood Patriot band drummer legendary. We'll get his spin on this halftime show feature. Welcome back to Blitz Game Day. A reminder, we will not have a Friday Night Rivals game of the week on My 68 tonight. FNR taking a bye week, but one of the games we'll be featuring on the Friday Night Blitz, the Battle of the Groves, Pleasant Grove at Oak Grove. Johnny Condon joins us from Tiger Stadium. And Johnny, I don't think the weather there has dampened the energy level for the Oak Grove faithful. Okay, we'll check back in with Johnny possibly a little bit later on. And as we move on in the show, let me get my pages here. I want to talk about a situation at Pleasant Grove this week. The Pleasant Grove Spartans are playing with heavy hearts because one of their players passed away on Sunday. His name, Lyndon Kynes, and he is in the center of that photo. He was killed in a car wreck Sunday morning. Kynes was a junior and would have turned 17 next month. It's been far from a normal work week for Darryl LeBeau's football team.
Working towards that healing process of losing Lyndon. You know, he was a very likable teammate. You know, all the boys loved him. You know, everybody had a relationship with him. So it's just been a process. You know, I think football for them has been an outlet. You know, being able to come out here the past couple of days and have some quality days. And, you know, sometimes when you're with your brothers, you know, it makes things a little bit better.
Some prayers go out to Coach LeBeau and the Pleasant Grove Spartans. Meanwhile, let's go back out to Oak Grove now, a very rainy Tiger Stadium, and that is where Johnny Condon is standing by live. And Johnny, I'm sure the weather hasn't dampened the energy of the Tiger fans out there.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. Thanks for sticking with us. I've covered a lot of high school football games in my time in the business. I will say this one has the energy and the buzz up there to rival any of them. Head coach Chris Musso of the Oak Grove Tigers told us that his guys understand the challenge that Pleasant Grove presents. They are the class of 4A. They've played for state championships. However, on one Friday night, he's aware that anybody can be beat. And early on this afternoon, I had a chance to check up on him one-on-one as Oak Grove gets ready to welcome in Pleasant Grove in one of the biggest high school football games this little town has seen in quite a long time. And it's a big game. You got a lot of TV stations showing up today because anytime Pleasant Grove and Oak Grove get together, it's the Battle of the Groves. I want to get your team's mindset as you get ready to head into this big-time matchup.
Well, our guys have worked very hard. We've had a good week of prep, and they're very excited to get to play in the game.
Obviously, with a team of this caliber coming in, there's a heightened sense of focus. Can you walk me through your week of practice and what was some of the key coaching points?
Well, they're a very talented team. They're ranked number 2 in the state, and so you know you've got to be sharp in all 3 phases. And so we've worked all week and tried to prepare the best that we can. And then you know, like I said, they have great athletes and they're coached very well. So a lot of hard work went in to the game plan, and our guys have worked very hard to try to get ready for it.
There's a Pleasant Grove team that's been on the precipice of winning a state title a handful of times. They've been to the big stages. For your guys to give a 4-quarter effort and hang with this team, what's it going to take from your group?
It's going to take everything we've got. We're going to need our guys to play 1 quarter at a time, one down at a time, and just make sure, you know, each play has a life of its own. And so we just got to win 1 play at a time and just give our best effort and make sure we take care of all the fundamentals and all the things that we've worked on during the week.
And Jeff, Musso and his team understand that they are an underdog tonight. However, Mother Nature will play her role in tonight's football game. The weather sometimes levels the playing field. So again, Pleasant Grove head coach Darryl LeBeau, they have athletes all over the field, especially on defense. But maybe, just maybe, this rain will slow down that high-flying offense, and it might be a defense and running the ball football game. Jeff, this is perfect football weather. Back to you.
All right, Johnny, thanks so much for sticking out through the wet weather there. All right, let's talk about a performance from last Friday from Auburn commit Alvin Henderson. 41 carries, 446 yards, 9 touchdowns against McKenzie. He also had 3 two-point conversions, giving him a state record 60 points. Elba lost 80-78 in 4 overtimes. Still a legendary performance by a very special running back.
And it just seems like, every time I got the ball in my hands, I was able to, get at least 11 yards per carry and either, turn it into a first down or eventually break one and turn it into a touchdown. When I first started getting recruited, when coaches like Coach Saban and then you talking to coaches like Coach Smart, people that are, and even Coach Freeze, people that's competing for national championships each year. And when they talk to me, they're telling me that they understand that I do play at a smaller school, but the thing that stick out to them is, the things that I'm able to do week in and week out.
A big part of game day at football stadiums across America is the band. The Homewood Patriot Band is legendary. The Homewood Patriot Band, 375 members strong. Big band, big sound, big resume. 9 Macy's Thanksgiving parades, 5 Tournament of Roses parades. In March, they marched at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland. They put a premium on entertainment, like drummer Jack Mitchell in the Gyroscope. This TikTok video has more than 1 million views. I asked Jack, whose idea was that?
Last year, in September, October, I think, Mr. Cooper, our band director, he walked into class one day with this big smile on his face, and he was like, "Guys, there's this guy in Mississippi, and he owns this spinning gyro thing, and I bought it." The number one question I get from people is like, "Do you get dizzy? Do you get dizzy? How hard is it spinning in that thing?" As long as you focus on one point, because the drums are all in front of you. If you focus on the drums in front of you, and you just look at the drums, and you focus completely on looking at nothing else, you can kind of get through it. And if you start looking around, you get dizzy real fast. So it's almost like an art form, I love the Homewood Band so much because it's a big band. It's really big at our school. We have a lot of people in it, but we're always doing something new and unique. My freshman year, we had the quints go upside down and people played upside down. My sophomore year, we had almost like a battle among the drums. And then last year, we had this massive rack of drums that spun around. So we always have this really cool gimmick we do. And I'm frankly just so thankful that I get to live in a place with a band that is as big as it is and as awesome as it is, and we get as much funding as it is. And I'm very fortunate to be the one person out of our multiple 100-person band to be able to ride this thing.
Making me dizzy. Still to come on Blitz Game Day, our Blitz Game Day picks. And we will also take you back to Hale's Hot Shots, leaving the gridiron, going to the hardwood, for a conversation with Spring Garden superstar Ace Austin. When we came up with this idea for Hale's Hot Shots, we didn't want to box ourselves into thinking just football. So this week, Jamie Hale catches up with one of the elite basketball talents in our state, Spring Garden point guard Ace Austin.
Gatorade Player of the Year, Miss Basketball, 1A Player of the Year twice, State MVP, All-Tournament Team. My name is Ace Austin. I'm a class of 2025. I'm a point guard, and I'm this week's Hale's Hot Shot.
Athleticism runs deep in Spring Garden's Ace Austin.
It starts with my mom and my aunt. I mean, they got the first state championship here. I would be at practice watching them every day, and my brother's playing here too. Me growing up sitting on the sideline watching them, it was always, I want to be like them one day.
Talk about your head coach and your relationship and ties with that.
People ask me all the time, how's it like your dad being your head coach? It's a different bond.
There's such a misconception, I feel like, of coaches and their kids being on the same team, but in all reality, I feel like your mom or your dad's your coach, more tough on you.
They're going to put you to a different level. If you want to be great, you've got to have them people in your life.
Austin is the 54th rated player in the class of 2025. She's one of 5 players in the AHSAA history to go over 1,000 assists.
I think it's great because of where I'm playing at. All the time people say, you better not forget about Spring Garden. I'm like, how can I forget about Spring Garden? I mean, you run it out of the locker room and you have one of the best fan bases. I mean, we're a small school and you'd be surprised about all the people that come out and support us.
Well, where are you going to play for college?
I'm committed to the University of Alabama.
So you were a junior in high school when you committed to the college you'll be playing. Talk about that program and how much Coach Curry has changed that program.
This season they've been ranked top 25 preseason, and it just shows how much hard work her and their whole coaching staff has put into it, and I think that means a lot when you're looking for a program who's put in that much work.
When you go from a small town and then go on to play for a huge university in Tuscaloosa, what are you going to take with you?
Of course I'm going to have to take my talent, but me, I just want to be an impact on other people's lives. If you can't bring all your skills, at least bring, your attitude and your effort every day to practice or school.
Before you get to Tuscaloosa, you got your senior year coming up here for basketball. How excited are you?
I'm really excited, and of course we're hoping we can get, another banner. We have 5 seniors this year, all starters, and I've grown up with them since kindergarten, and that means a little more when you're stepping on the floor for your last times coming and you've grown up with each other. It makes you give a little more, I think, in practicing in games, and we've seen that last year playing against teams, playing against teams that's all seniors, and you can tell they give it a little more, and I'm just excited to be able to play with this group one last time, and it's going to be something special.
Looking forward to seeing her play her senior year. All right, that leads us into this week's Recruiting Roundup with Andrew Bone of BamaOnline.com talking about a surprise visitor last weekend, and Jason Caldwell of Auburn Undercover talking about Auburn commit and Elba Superback Alvin Henderson.
Alvin Henderson, you saw this guy play a couple of weeks ago, or you've seen him play multiple times, I think. What impresses you the most about him?
He kind of has a little bit of Trey Mason to me, in that he's a guy that can break away and do some things, but he's more physical than you might think he is, because he's not Derrick Henry. He's not 6'3", 235. No, he's a guy that can run, vision, all the things that you need to do to be a really good running back.
When Auburn takes a loss like that, what impact does it have on recruiting?
I don't think it has a great impact on the overall scope of recruiting. One loss, it might impact one guy, but I don't think it's going to impact anybody in substantial amount. You look at it, and for example, a guy like Deuce Knight, you go like, man, Notre Dame lost at home to Northern Illinois on the same Saturday. And so you go, well, how much could one loss impact you when both your teams lose? And pretty much everybody's going to lose at some point. Because if wins and losses were the be all end all, then whoever wins the national championship or whoever goes undefeated is going to have the #1 class in the country every year. It doesn't always happen that way.
Alabama's playing Wisconsin this week. Are there ever any time where Alabama and Wisconsin cross paths when it comes to recruiting?
Not a lot of guys, not a lot of crossover, but there are a lot of players in the Midwest area that Alabama recruits. And we've seen that for years. I mean, it started several years ago when Nick Saban went to Michigan and landed this kid named Mark Ingram. We've seen Alabama go into Ohio. They've got a big commitment in top 100 edge rusher Justin Hill. And also in Kansas, they've gone and gotten top 100 edge rusher Dawson Merritt. So they do recruit that area really well.
5-star defensive lineman Justice Terry visited, and that was kind of a surprise to you.
Georgia's probably at the top of the list for him right now. He's coming back to see Georgia in a few weeks. Get him back for a different game. Let him be around the program. Let him be around the coaches, especially when there's not a lot of other top recruits on campus. You get a little bit more one-on-one time with the players, with the coaches, because Justice Terry, it's not like he just came into Tuscaloosa, went to the game and went home. He spent the night, so he was in town on Sunday as well. So getting him back around the program, being a top-tier guy on Alabama's recruiting board was very big.
Coming up, the last word from the Pleasant Grove Spartans and Oak Grove Tigers and the Blitz Game Day picks.
I always love big games. Big games give us an opportunity to, show who we are and show what we're about. So this Friday will definitely be a great opportunity for us.
I just think that Pleasant Grove is probably the standard in 4A football right now. I mean, they've got a great coach and they've got great players and they do a phenomenal job. And so, our guys have worked really, really hard to get into these type of games, and so we're certainly excited about it, and we look forward to the challenge.
We're going to play you hard for 4 quarters in every possession.
The Blitz Game Day Picks are sponsored by Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers.
Centerport and Jacksonville never doubted George Bates' team. They're easily going to win this game.
Spain Park at Helena, a battle of baby blue uniforms, and I think Spain Park is still riding high over that upset victory over Hoover. I'm going to take the Jags on the road.
Central's been looking really good all season. They played really well against Bryant last week. They got a really young coaching staff, which I think is working out for them pretty well. Plus, It's Central's homecoming. So I think these boys are going to ball out this week. Give me the Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons against Bessemer City all day.
I think I've picked against Hoover both times this year. I'm not making that mistake again. I'm going with the Bucks.
Give me my hometown Spartans without a shot.
I think the Spartans got their clunker out of the way week 0 against McAdory. They're playing better football now, and they always have one of the best defenses in the state. Give me Sparty.
I think that the talent cannot be denied at Pleasant Grove, so I'm going to rock with Pleasant Grove for my last pick of the night.
Good night, everybody.